So I feel like I have a pretty simple life. I just ride bikes, but I guess on paper it's a bit complicated. You know, I'm from Australia, I live in Europe, my partner's American, I ride for a French team. So I guess I have a lot of different kind of angles going on in life, but I still think I keep things pretty simple. Bikes kind of found me, actually. It wasn't something that I ever decided to do. It was just something that grew. And coming from Australia, when you see something like the Tour de France on television, you think it's not really something that's a possibility in your life. It's so far away, it's so foreign. But I started really with mountain biking. I started off with dirt jumping and downhill racing. And then I found the downhill races I was best at was the races with pedaling. So then I tried cross country and I was straight away really, really good at cross country. So I focused on this for quite a long time, and I spent 3 seasons doing the World Cups. Represented Australia a few times at World Championships, and that was phenomenal. For me, my heart was always off-road, but unfortunately, you know, at the time it was sort of during the economic crisis. There weren't so many teams, and teams weren't so interested in having an Australian rider. So I actually started university, and I just took up road kind of as like a side bit of fun. And yeah, success just happened. It wasn't something that I ever planned on. I won nearly all the races in Australia, and within a year I had a contract with a World Tour team in Europe. And funnily enough, my first ever race in Europe was actually as a World Tour rider. I love road racing. It's been not just my profession, but it's been my passion for the last 12, 13 years. You know, this is my 10th year in the World Tour. I feel like I've had a pretty incredible career so far. I've done every Grand Tour lots of times, done every classic. It's been a real joy and a real privilege to do it. It's not something I ever take for granted. But the one side of road cycling is that when it is your profession, there's a lot of pressure. It's quite hard at times. And you know, a season starts in January and it finishes in October. So to keep that kind of mental intensity for 10 months, I think it's harder than the physical side. Starting gravel kind of again happened by accident for me. I think most things in my life kind of happened by accident, and maybe there's a nice story just in that, in general, kind of in life. You know, follow the things that follow you. But I started taking my road bike more on fire roads around the places that I live, just because I was sort of looking, thinking, where does this one go? You know, can I connect a few roads here? And when you start to realize that when you start using gravel roads to connect things, your world gets a lot bigger. It kind of goes from 2D to 3D. And then I started doing that to a point where I was like, I can't do this on my road bike anymore. I'm doing damage to this thing. And you know, it starts to get a bit dangerous when you're just on a road bike. But I guess my love for it kind of kept growing with races like Strade Bianche. And I started to realize that I have a real skill on gravel. And I think a lot of that comes from my history with mountain biking. I can feel the bike drifting and I'm very comfortable in this scenario. It was like waking up one day to a new world. And for me, I use it as a training tool, but I also use it as a tool to kind of just switch off, to get away from cars, to go into nature, and to kind of still be doing my job, to still be doing the thing that makes my body work the best that it can, but in a way where I'm just relaxed. And I feel like it helps me handle the stress of being a World Tour cyclist really well. I think gravel cycling and road cycling, they really complement each other, and I don't think there's any discussion as to which one is better. I think all types of bike riding are just amazing. So it's not one or the other, it's all cycling. And for me, it's just been amazing that gravel's become a new part of my life and something that I just love so much. For now, I'm still fully focused on road cycling, but I would like to maybe integrate a few more gravel races, because today in Nuevo Eroica, it was just amazing. So I started a podcast recently called The Gravel Log. It's a play on words from the travel log, but it's Gravel Log. When you get into something, you also want to study it a little bit so you can learn. And I think learning from others is always the best way. But there wasn't a podcast really for gravel. So instead of coming in as the expert, my gravel podcast is actually more about interviewing the experts and talking to people that really know what they're doing. And the thing about gravel is there's not one kind of gravel. It's not just racing. There's so many different formats. There's endurance gravel, there's racing gravel, like full gas like we did today, and there's the bike packing side. So it's been really interesting to speak to people from all kinds of fields from it. the main thing is the Gravelog's all about learning what gravel is and not trying to define it, but just leaving it as an open book for people to read.